What's up, e-bikers? This is the Hiboy P6, a 26x4 fat tire, and we'll check it out next on the channel. So this bike is all about power and affordability. It's kind of a bare bones fat tire. There's no fenders or racks on this thing, and it's got a 750 watt motor back here, and the price is kind of the big headline here, $1,099. So for $1,100 you can get a powerful fat tire that will do a basic job of getting you off trail and taking on those dirt roads. So let's check out the specs and see what it has. All right, so not much to write home about this e-bike. It's again, it's kind of a bare bones fat tire. We've got some 26x4 Chow Yang tires on there. We've got a pretty decent front fork up front. We've got a quad-based headlight there with 4 different lights. Here's the Hiboy signature badge there on the front fork. Mechanical disc brakes. A 9-speed freewheel back there, sitting on a Bafang motor, again 750 watt. Pretty good power so far. I don't know what the newton meters are, but I do like the power delivery of this, and we'll do a road test in a few minutes here. But very small chain ring up front here. I'm not sure how big that is, but it can't be more than 40 sitting on that Altus derailleur back there. Blacked out, only comes in one color. You can get it on hiboy.com. They also sell, I think, kiddie bikes as well as scooters. And they have a commuter version of this with skinnier tires if you want to check that out. So Hiboy is I wouldn't call it a brand, a popular name or anything, but I've heard it before. And they only have 2 e-bikes that they sell. This is one of them. And again, this is the P6. So let's take a look at some of the other things here. On the battery, it's here in the down tube. And has a little indicator over here, tells you how much the charge is. You can see it's on blue right now, so it's fully charged almost. 13 amp hour, so not huge. And I like to see at least 15 amp hours on these 750 watts back here. Otherwise, I don't think this bike's going to get more than 25 or 30 miles out of it in terms of range. Moving up to the cockpit, very simple cockpit here. Very cheap kind of plasticky grips. Don't really like these grips. I've had these on that crooked path before. We have a light button and a horn. Let me turn the bike on first. There's your horn. There's your light. Come back to the display. There's a front reflector. I'm not sure why they didn't give you that. And we have a twist throttle here on the right and a 9-speed paddle shifter on the right side here. Again, brakes are Wuxing. These are mechanical disc brakes. Moving over to the display, it's a very small display. Its one redeeming quality does give you voltage. So there we go, 52.5. Again, truer indicator of battery life versus the bars you get over here. And it's got trip. It's got 5 levels of assist. We'll do a road test after this as well. But that's a quick look at the specs on this P6. It's a decent looking bike for $1,100. I mean, I don't know of any other 750 watts that sell for that low. So again, you're not getting much on it, but you're not paying much either. So that's kind of a headline of this P6. Here's a look at how those front shocks work. Pretty decent travel. I'm assuming this is maybe about 80 to 100 newton meters. I'm not quite sure. But pretty bouncy on the road, and no complaints on there. I think it's just a coil. Here's a look at those no-name brakes. These are 160 millimeter rotors, so they're kind of small. Usually you see 180s on these bigger e-bikes, but the bike only weighs about 65 pounds. So I think having 160s on there is okay. Just on my initial usage of the bike, stopping was adequate. So far the brakes seem okay, even though they're mechanical. We're going to do our speed test and hill test and see what this thing can do. I wasn't expecting much of this bike because it's such a kind of a no-name budget e-bike, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, so it's got that going for it. Alright, we're in, let's see here. Oh, so the plus button is on the left hand side and the minus button's on the right hand side. Didn't realize that. Alright, so we're in PS1. Let's do a speed test, see how we do here. Power comes on slowly. So we're doing 8.5 miles an hour. Oops. PS2. Pump it up to, looks like about 12, yep. PS3. We're doing 15 and a half, almost 16. There's 16. Let me turn my speed app on. Got the app on so I can match it to the display over here. At certain angles, this display is hard to read. So, okay, we're in PS3. We are doing 18 miles an hour. Let's go to 4. We're at 22 and climbing. 23, 24. Wow. This thing's got power. 25 in PS4. Let's bump it up to PS5. Turn around and see how we do on this flat stretch here. Alright, PS5. Looks like about 2 miles slower on this. Okay, we're at 26. 26.7. There's 27. I'll just say 28 here. It says 27 on the app. So I'll give it 28. Not bad. Really good power from that 750 Watt Bafang. And a nice top speed there of 28. Let's try throttle only here. Looks like we got full power on the throttle. We're at 21 and climbing. I'm going to go to the stop sign. I know it's coming. Going to 22, 23, 24. Looks like throttle tops out at about 24 miles an hour. Very nice. Good power on this bike. For $1,000, $1,099. That's not bad. You'd be hard pressed to find a bike with that power for that little money. Another throttle early run here. 25. We're at 26. I think this is slightly downhill. There's 28. It's a slight decline here on this road, so it's cranking now. 28.1, 0.3. Yeah, it kind of tops out there. There's the brakes. Stops pretty well. I mean, I'm starting to be a little more impressed now for $1,100. You know, this bike doesn't have much as far as accessories go. No tail light, no fenders, no rack, no hydraulics. So that's why I call it a bare bones Fat Tire. But this could be a bike that you can upgrade yourself with different accessories and make it your own. So, all right, let's go do a hill test and try and wrap this up. Here's my hill test. As usual, we're going to do throttle only on the first part. It levels out a bit, and then we'll pedal up the steeper part at the top of the hill. So it's kind of a long hill. So here we go. Good power punch off the line there. We're at 12 miles an hour, 11.5. Okay, gaining speed again. 12 miles an hour, 13. These are pretty in sync. This is slower by like a mile after a few seconds. So 14, okay, they're in sync now. All right, 15 miles an hour, gaining speed. I'm in, I think, 4th gear, so I'm gonna start pedaling in a second here. All right, this bush here is where it starts to get steep. So okay, so start pedaling. I'm in PS5, of course. So 12.4, 12.1, 11.9, 11.6, 11.3, 11.1, 10.8, 10.6, 10.3. Okay, 10.3 was the lowest. So I did what a 750 watt supposed to do. Doesn't go below 10 miles an hour on that hill. So pretty much what I expected. All right, let's try a downhill run and wrap this up. All right, we're gonna coast, see how fast we can go, and test the brakes at the end. These big knobbies really slow that resistance, rolling resistance. Just kind of lumbering along here. Here's where it gets steep. It's 30 miles an hour. There's 32 and 33. Hit those brakes. Alright, good controlled stop there. Not bad for the mechanical brakes and 160 millimeter rotors. Decent job there. 33 miles an hour, coasting downhill, and definitely verified with the app. So good job, Hiboy. So there's a look at the Hiboy P6. I wanted to mention it has a quick release front tire on there, so I wanted to mention that. And you know, this bike would be you know, if I wanted to buy a cheap commuter e-bike that goes 28 miles an hour, I only need to go, like, you know, say I had like a 7-mile commute to work, and you know, this is like a bike you might buy that you're not worried about too much getting stolen because it's so cheap, right? Maybe you have a more expensive bike as your you know, recreational one, but for 1,100 bucks at 28 miles an hour, I mean, that's not bad. So viewers, if you're watching this, leave a comment. Are there any other bikes out there, Fat Tires 26x4s that go 28 with a 750 watt motor that cost this less? $10.99 on the hiboy.com website. If you know of one, let me know. I'm curious out there. There might be one or two, but from a value standpoint, yeah, the P6 fits that need, I think. So anyway, check it out, buy it or not, and I'll see you next time on Crisscrossed.